You're listening to the Mopcast Network.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina.
Yay!
This podcast takes a look at our favorite cult films, introduces them to someone who hasn't seen them.
That's me this time.
That's right. That's
definitely
you
Scotty
this time. Pairs them with a great alcohol beverage.
Which is
That's
me
you.
this time.
And then we talk about them. I am your facilitator of fun and your Lady of Libations, Stephanie. And I'm joined today by...
Your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty.
Your Angelical Jester.
All right.
She who knows no movies.
Oh.
I'm sorry. She knows those movies.
We're in the show. You just forget the
It
other
wasn't
jobs.
written in my script. I'm not used to doing this part.
She wrote her own script, so we're all clear.
I wrote a script, man. I went freestyle because So this is the thing. So a couple of times I've been giving the outline for this, and I keep losing it. So this time I'm like, I think I can remember everything. So I'm just gonna freestyle. So here we go.
I believe you said that last time too.
I know it's bad. So anyway, this week we watched the 1996 fantasy drama horror film, The Craft, which was directed by Andrew Fleming, and it stars Fairuza Balk, who we saw recently in Return to Oz when she was a baby.
Pretty
I
much
say
a whole
baby,
different
but
person,
young.
And I've just watched her recently in Ray Donovan.
Oh my gosh.
I have lots of Fairuza Balk in my life.
Robin Tooney.
Oh, Rami Tubi.
Nev Campbell, who was on Party of Five and Scream, the Scream films.
And Wild Things.
And then Rachel True. So let's watch the trailer now.
To the other kids at St. Bernard Academy, they were the girls who didn't belong.
Whatever you do, stay away from them.
Why?
They're witches.
But after years of being on the outside,
Why'd you lie about me?
I don't want to go out with you again. Please, stop begging. It's pathetic.
4 girls are about to discover the dark side.
You ever heard of invoking the spirit? Black magic.
We can make things happen. I mean, this is it. This is real.
Columbia Pictures welcomes you to the witching hour.
Check it out. Her spell is working. Sit.
The Craft.
Girls, watch out for those weirdos.
We are the weirdos, mister.
All right. So this week I do have a special guest that's going to watch this with us and also give us some commentary. We do have a resident witch, Tonya Talbert.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Blessed be.
Blessed
Namaste.
be.
Resident witches. Is that like a position?
No, she's our resident. She's like has a shop here.
Yeah, like every adventure, like gaming party needs the healing wizard, and that's where we are.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
see?
So she's going to give us some commentary on the actual spells and everything that goes on during this. But we're going to get through the sermon first. So are we ready for the sermon?
Hallelujah.
Preach it.
Praise the Lord.
Preach it. Brothers and sisters, we are gathered here today to talk about The Craft. So this movie is about Sarah Bailey, who's Robin Tooney. She's a troubled teenage girl who previously attempted suicide. She's got some issues.
She did it correctly, though.
Huh?
She did it correctly.
She did.
did it
She
the
went
correct
up,
way.
not across.
Right. She went down the street, not across the lane.
Right.
One-way street.
Right. She moved from San Francisco to Los Angeles with her father.
Which is not
and
really a
her
dramatic move.
stepmother. She enrolls in a local Catholic school, God bless her, and she has trouble fitting in. So during one of her classes, I think it was a French class,
Yes.
her classmate Bonnie witnesses Sarah telekinetically causing a pencil to rotate while standing on its tip. So she did a spell. So during lunch, Sarah's hit on by Chris, whose name is Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah.
God bless his name, because
Skeet-
that's awful.
Skeet's in a lot of good movies and shows. I like Skeet.
I don't know
Skeet's
if I know
terrible,
him
though.
in
It's a good-
anything.
Oh, if you've
Skeet
not seen
Mark.
Jericho, you should watch
I
Jericho.
have not seen Jericho.
Jericho's good.
His name is terrible. I'm just gonna say.
He's in a lot of these like
Skeet. I'm just saying.
It's him and Breckenmeyer and Breckenmeyer's in this too, but they're Breckenmeyer's like the his little short henchman guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're both in a bunch of these 90s teen movies from
I mean, I believe
95
it,
to
but
2000.
I feel like with that name, he should have been in Brokeback Mountain.
Well, you think Skeet's a gay cowboy?
Skeet. I'm just saying. Okay, never mind.
It's like from that rap song, Skeet Skeet.
yeah,
right.
right.
Yeah.
To the windows, to the walls. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Which ironically is not about a gay cowboy.
No, it's not. It's not. Anyway, so she's hit on by Chris, who's a football star. She asks about Bonnie and her two friends, Nancy and Rochelle. And Chris tells her to stay away from them because they're witches.
They're the
oh
bitches
my
of
gosh.
Eastwick.
They're witches. Don't get near them. So Bonnie tells Nancy and Rochelle that Sarah is the fourth that will complete their circle, which is not really a circle. It will complete the corners if you want to be technical.
So it's a square.
I'm just saying, it completes the corners, not a circle.
They want to
but-
make their square.
But she'll complete the coven
It's hip to be square.
It is
That's
it
right.
is- it is had to be
It is.
square.
and make a full coven. So all three of the girls that she meets have issues. So Nancy basically has a skanky family. She's
white trash.
She's white trash. She lives in a trailer with her mom and her abusive stepfather.
I don't even know. Are they married? I didn't.
Yeah, no, that's her stepfather.
I thought they were just.
No,
feel like they
remember
have
when
to
he
be 'cause-
dies and she gets the
yeah.
insurance money? It's
but
because they're married.
That doesn't how you.
No, they're married. That's her stepfather.
But he points out that it's not her father.
Right, I knew that.
Right, it's not her father, it's her
I just
stepfather.
thought he was like this long-term living boyfriend.
Right. Bonnie has burn
law.
Living in
scars.
sin.
That's right. Bonnie has burn scars all over her back, and she has like a painful treatment that she's going through, which is probably not going to work. And then
I'm also thinking that's non-existent. I need to go reach out. I was thought about if I had watched this movie earlier than today, I would have reached out to someone.
I know, it's kind of crazy. And then you have Rochelle, who happens to be African American, and she's on the swim team, and her teammates tease her about having pubic hair on her head. So that's an issue that she has to deal with.
So I think she's the only African American in school. So it's her swim team's racist against her. At least
They're
some of
so
them.
racist. It's crazy.
I texted you like right at that.
I know,
was like,
right?
this movie suddenly went racist really, really fast.
So you watched it today?
I
Just
watched
today?
this morning. Yeah, I watched
Oh
it this
my
morning.
gosh. So after school, the girls befriend Sarah and take her to an occult shop. The owner comments that Sarah is not like the other girls and says to her, maybe you're a natural witch. Your power comes from within.
So, do you think that she really believes that, or did the fact that she's just going to pay for this stuff? You're not like the others. You actually have money.
No, I think that there are people that are actually natural witches, and you can sense that there are people that can sense that in others.
The $50 bill.
Well, I think she also
And
just
you're correct about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
sense, like,
saying.
her being a good person,
I
too.
think
Right.
that you can kind of sense that. So while leaving the shop, Sarah is harassed by a vagrant, and all four of the girls will for something to happen. The vagrant is then hit by a car. It's the thing.
We actually see the vagrant earlier.
Well, yeah, we do.
He's at the house
Yeah,
when Sarah moves in.
He moves in, and she's like going to, I don't know, she's moving something or whatever. She's going through boxes, and then he shows up at the door with a snake. I was like, hey, I got a snake. You want to check it out?
Right, but when the
scurries away.
when the four girls combine their powers, they will something to happen, and he gets hit by a car.
Yes.
Which he probably deserved. I'm just saying.
Why?
I don't know, because he harassed her.
He dreamt about her. He
There
wanted
you
to.
go.
All
we
he
talked
wanted to do
about
was
the fact
talk
that
to
his
her.
head got ran over and there was no blood. Anybody else notice that?
Yeah, I did too.
Like, he was super strong. That's what I'm saying.
I did like the effect though, because the cuts are really good on that, because they do they have a stunt guy get hit by the car, and then they have a dummy underneath the car and the camera under it, and then they go back to the stunt guy, and it's like this. It looks. I bought it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
and then minus the blood part, but I was like, oh, that looked pretty convincing.
It was pretty interesting. So after all that happens, Sarah leaves and she goes to meet Chris for a date, but he's trying to like get in her pants and she refuses to have sex with him. However, the next day at school, he goes around bragging that they had sex and she was the worst lay that he had ever had.
There's always that douche.
Oh my God, I hate those kind of guys. I mean, seriously.
So
yeah, we've all had it happen.
So-
I have.
Yeah,
Right.
me
High five.
too.
So, as the only dude in the group here today, first of all, is that really damning in high school when you find out that you're the terrible?
Actually,
lady?
it is. Like, I'm not lying. Like, I remember in high school going out with somebody and not having sex with them, and they spread rumors that you did.
Right.
And then you're classified as a slut.
Right,
but it is. It's horrible. Like, you were damned for doing something you didn't do.
But to the guys, there's a lot of pressure that guys with, I would say like the future narcissists of America, that they have this pressure that they have to get the score. I mean, it's a thing.
I understand that. I'm not talking about the slut side of it. I'm more curious about that. It wasn't that she's a slut. I think they were all mad because she was a terrible lay, and that's what they were looking at.
No, they didn't. But she didn't even have sex. That's the problem.
I understand that, but all the kids were all like looking at her because she was like, oh, she had sex, but she was really bad.
No,
at it.
that's the thing. The guy's pride was so hurt that she wouldn't have sex with him that he tried to like.
But Scotty's saying
hurt
like
her.
everybody in the school judged her for being terrible.
For
lady.
terrible at
Yeah.
Being a
I
terrible
understand.
I mean,
lady.
that's even worse. It's like, okay, you're not just a slut, but you're
She's a
also
slut, but
really
she's
bad
bad at
at
it.
being a slut.
Honestly, at that age,
You
everyone's
had
bad
one
at it.
job. One job.
You don't get good until like you have to practice. It's like any other skill.
Still, it's awful. It's
terrible.
totally. The guy was a douchebag. He really is.
Skeet Aldridge
The
was
movie does a
Batman.
really good job of setting those undertones, I think, of just, yeah. It's a good movie.
It's true. So afterwards, Nancy, Bonnie, and Rochelle comfort Sarah, and they go on a field trip. They take the bus to the country. The bus driver tells them to be careful about wicked boys. They say that they're...
No, he says to look out for weirdos.
Yeah, weirdos.
well,
and they're like, we are the weirdos.
yeah. So
The big line in the trailer.
that's it. That's it.
I totally watched that, so I got it.
Look at you watching a trailer for once.
Oh,
I didn't,
that's
but I'm
awesome.
glad that you bought it.
Oh, yeah, I did buy it.
So while in the countryside, they do call the corners and cast some spells. Rochelle asks for strength to hate those who hate her. Sarah performs a love spell on Chris. Bonnie asks for beauty inside and out. Nancy asks for the power of Manon.
So I'm gonna pause here real quick. So Skeet Aldrich has ditched you and said that you were a terrible lay to the school. Are you going to try to go for a love spell?
I think that it's kind of funny that she did that. I love that she did that because it's kind of like, I am now going to make you follow me like a goddamn puppy dog.
I don't think that's her
Well, she
intention.
didn't realize
It
that
is.
was
It
gonna
is.
happen.
It was her intention. She didn't care about him. She is literally making him.
That's not the interpretation
Temptation
I got
either.
She even
That's
said-
the interpretation I got.
That's the interpretation
Because
I
she
got.
said
She's making
it.
him pay for it.
She's like, I want to make him pay
Yeah, she
for what
wants
he
to make
did to
him-
me.
So she's
But when they actually did the spell, she said, I know it seems ridiculous, but it was something about, like, I don't know. I got the interpretation, like, she enjoyed his company so much.
I'm convinced that none of them think that any of this is going to work. They're just
Right.
doing this, and I don't think they're convinced that. I mean, because I don't think at this point they've had anything major happen to them until
The traffic outfit, the guy.
traffic accident, which was unintentional anyway. And it's just, it was like an accidental spell where they were all together. They're like, well, maybe there's a thing here, but I don't think. I mean, that was even discussed. They were like, we're just gonna get together, and I think the three of them did this stuff all the time, and nothing really happened.
What happened until they got the fourth.
and they get the fourth one, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't think they're convinced it's going to happen until afterwards. The next time that we'll get to that part in a second. But I don't think they're convinced that it's going to work. So they're just exploring all this and having a good time, and then it works, and it's like, whoa.
I kind of get the feeling though that she wasn't really interested in him. I felt like she kind of blew him off a lot.
Yeah, but I don't know why she would do a love spell. It's probably something.
I guess.
Well, it's reflective of teenage stupidity and just love spells. As a witch and have been a witch since childhood, love spells are to be avoided.
Oh yeah, they're bad.
You can attract love into your life. But even if you're going to do that, be very specific. Like, I want to attract loving people that genuinely care and who are authentic into my life.
Right.
But yeah. So anyway, carry on. Sorry.
All right. So let's finish the sermon. So shortly after the spells are cast, they show signs of working. Chris becomes infatuated with Sarah and goes after her constantly in spite of her friends. Let's see. Bonnie's scars miraculously heal. And the next time Laura bullies Rochelle, Laura's hair begins to fall out. And at home, Nancy causes the microwave and all the light bulbs to explode, and her stepfather suffers a massive heart attack and dies. So then Nancy and her mother are told by the insurance man that they have inherited $175,000 from the insurance policy. So they're able to get out of the trailer and go get a high-rise apartment. They're moving on up.
So it's
to
interesting
the
that
top.
they did that, because if I was told, I get we're different people. But it's like, oh, you get $175,000.
That's not a lot of
Let
money.
me go drop this on paying for $150,000 house that I can own outright and not have a rent.
Well, my thing is
it's probably a condo. Like, you buy the apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're looking at somebody who's always lived in a trailer. They're probably overcompensating, not thinking things through.
Balls to the wall.
Right. So the girls go to the Wiccan shop again, where Nancy finds a book about invoking the spirit. Later that night, the girls go to the beach and form a circle, calling Manon. At the culmination of the spell, Nancy is struck by lightning. The next day, the rest of the girls witness Nancy walking on water, and from this point on, Nancy's powers have increased. Okay? So later on, Rochelle sees a balding Laura in her locker room, hysterically sobbing after swim practice. Laura's two closest friends tried to offer some consolation to no avail. Rochelle does feel some remorse for the spell, and then she looks into the mirror at herself, and her reflection looks away. So she's feeling some remorse. And I don't know how much you guys know about the principles of witchcraft, but there's the threefold. Whatever you do come back to you threefold, and they're casting some negative stuff, so it's coming back at them.
It's you should never do that ever.
No,
I don't do that
unless you just unless you're just ready for the negative stuff to hit you. Whatever.
But there's always working with mirrors and just reflecting their own bullshit.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Okay, real quick, just because I looked it up while we were talking.
Yeah.
So $175,000 in 1995 is equivalent to $296,000 today.
Right.
Ooh.
But they're living in LA, so let's think about that.
I also lived in LA 25 years ago. It wasn't as bad.
It wasn't as bad, but that's still.
I think they could live comfortably on $260,000.
Thank you for looking that up, Scotty.
Do you want some
How about that?
Water, but you can have some of that.
Yeah, we had left this for you if you want it.
Or one of those that's not even opened yet if you want it.
This one right here, we had left it for you if you wanted it.
Energy
Thank
things.
you.
Thanks to Thomas, who bringer of the internet. Thank you, Thomas, for the internet
Yes.
and the energy drinks.
Yay.
Oh, yay.
So we go. Sarah's love spell also backfires on her. She finally accepts to have dinner date with Chris, but after he takes her to the top of a hill, he attempts to rape her.
He gets real rapey real fast.
He gets very rapey. Sarah runs away, and knocks on.
Make you love me.
I know, right? So she goes to Nancy, and Nancy
Bonnie right up in here.
Right. Nancy leaves her home for a party Chris is attending in order to punish him. Just like she's ready to have her back. But however, because Nancy's evil, When she arrives to the party, she tries to seduce Chris by disguising herself as Sarah. But when the real Sarah arrives, as they engage in foreplay.
Oh, I don't know. I think they were on it.
I got the impression they were doing it.
Yeah, I think they were in.
They were doing it.
I think they were fully engaged.
Yeah, they were doing it. They were fully engaged. But let's
Can
just
we just
say
say that is a man?
Yeah.
The chances of foreplay are really low.
Right.
For a teenage
Nancy
boy.
causes Chris to fall out of a third-story
Teenage
window.
boys don't know what foreplay is.
No, they're just like, this goes in
She's
there.
like, oh shit!
I've had sex ed class. I know how this works.
I know how this
She's
works.
like, I'm caught having sex, so I'm going to throw this guy out of the window. So that happens.
No,
I feel like she wanted his attention. I really get to the point where I feel like Nancy's just jealous of how well Sarah does with witchcraft.
Well,
and
Nancy went
just
straight to the
guys.
dark side, and so it started to creep into her sanity.
There was no cookies.
I felt my impression of Nancy in the beginning of the whole film that she was always on the dark side, and I think what's her name showing up?
Farouja Balk?
No, Farouja Balk is
Sarah.
Nancy. Sarah.
Right.
When Sarah shows up, the jealousy kicks in, and it drives her deeper into it. But I think she's always like out of the three girls, Farouja Balk, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's Farouja Balk, I'm like, oh, and that's the bad one.
Right?
I think the problem, when you look at it, out of the three, not Bonnie, but the other three girls, I think out of all three of them, Nancy had a really hard, unloving childhood. The other two, you never hear about their parents, so you have to assume they probably had loving
And
parents.
when you do see the
had
parents, they're walking in. Do you need anything? Here's some
Right.
towels. Blah blah blah.
But Nancy, it seems like Nancy just was lived a white trash kind of life with unloving
I like that. Are you
parents.
doing drugs?
A little bit. All right, so where are we at? Okay, so Chris is killed. He was thrown out of a window.
Backers.
By Nancy's glamour spell.
He
Yes.
just fell.
Whatever.
No blood. He might be alive.
Prove it.
So
We just heard a crunch. We didn't really see him fall.
crunch. So because of this, Sarah starts having nightmares concerning her old friends and feels like they're following her everywhere to torment her. She tries to stop Nancy, who has become the leader of the three remaining Coven witches, by binding her powers so she won't be able to hurt anyone else. But this doesn't work, and the other three Coven girls now hate Sarah. Oh, Sarah.
Hashtag high school.
Right. Nancy appears and tells Sarah that in the old days, if a witch betrayed a coven, they would kill her. Needing help, Sarah goes back to the Wiccan shop and talks to the owner, who's a powerful witch, and she tells her that her talent has passed on to Sarah from her mother.
See, I'd have been like, oh, you're powerful. Would you take care of this?
Right?
I am 17. I don't know what's
You don't
going on.
know what to do,
Or
man.
I'm 16. Whatever she's supposed to be. It's like, this is way above my pay grade.
Right. So Sarah starts to invoke Manon, but she has a vision of fire and the shop exploding, and she leaves the shop absolutely terrified.
As one would.
Right, because she's not, this is all new to her. So Sarah returns home, where she's tormented by Nancy, Bonnie, and Rochelle, who taunt her using magic and intimidate her with threats on her life. So Sarah arrives home and nobody is there. She's instructed to turn on the TV set and listens that her family went back to San Francisco, leaving her by herself, and they died in a plane crash.
If you're going to San Francisco.
I know, that's awful.
Be sure. They didn't wear flowers in their hair. That's what happened.
Right.
Be sure to wear no flowers in your hair.
Without a second of rest, all kinds of snakes and worms appear everywhere. The three other
Yeah, it's kinda grody.
and bugs and whatever. And the three other Coven girls appear. After a few seconds of intimidation, Nancy says that Sarah will commit suicide. So,
This is when they fly.
oh yeah, so they're all like trying to mess with Sarah. So Nancy later slashes Sarah's wrist, and a letter on Sarah's handwriting stating that the reasons that, like, basically writes a suicide letter for her. Sarah runs to her room while Nancy, Bonnie, and Rochelle wait for her to die. Then Rochelle tells Nancy that this has gone too far. Nancy tells her to go upstairs and check on Sarah, and Sarah is almost too weak to invoke Manon. Okay? So she
She's
does
all
hear.
in like I'm one with the force is with me. I'm one with the force is with me.
Right. So basically, she's looking at a picture, and her mother from the picture is telling her, don't be afraid, reach inside yourself, because her mother was a powerful witch. So Sarah then successfully invokes Manon and is able to cast spells to fight back, which is kind of awesome.
She came out of the mirror. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
She did. It was
That's one of my
great.
favorite things.
So
Sarah.
at the end, Nancy and Sarah have a showdown in which Nancy is ultimately defeated by Sarah. She binds Nancy's powers to prevent her from doing any harm. In the end, Nancy has been sent to a psychiatric hospital.
Yep.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
It's kind of
Right.
fitting for Dorothy from
Right. She's now
it just goes full circle.
right. She's back in the mental institution after Return to Oz. Bonnie and Rochelle lose all their powers, and they go to see Sarah and have Michael Lee tell her not to be angry with them, blah, blah, blah. They try to make peace with her. So what happens is, at the very end scene, what I love is it goes to Nancy in her room in the mental institution, where she is screaming like a maniac. He gave me powers. I'm flying. I'm flying. I'm flying. So it all goes back to you.
I do like the nurse that comes in and sedates her, and she's like, "This will give you powers. It won't make you fly, though."
Right. So, it's a really. I think it's a really good movie about powers and not abusing your powers. Like, if you have powers, you have to be careful with them and what you do with them, because it will come back on you.
Yes.
Do you think at the end of the film, Rochelle and Nev Campbell, I can't think of Nev Campbell's character, Bonnie.
How is it I remember the names more than you this time?
I don't know.
This is the second time I've seen the movie. It's not like I know it. That's just interesting.
It's the first time I've seen it, so I
got you.
Is it really the first time you've ever seen it?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I've seen this a million
So
gazillion
I
times.
watched it a couple of weeks ago.
That's
So
awesome.
first time watching it today. So Bonnie and I'm surprised I remember Rochelle's name, so I got there. Do you think they honestly are coming to make peace with her?
No, I think they're trying to kiss her ass because they're scared of her.
No, I think-
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's like,
I think there's that, but I think mostly they're curious if she's got powers.
yeah, that's exactly what it
There's
was.
that,
Like-
but I really think they're scared of her, and they're like saying, "Oh God, I'm your friend. I'm sorry for all the bad stuff. Don't hurt me."
Typical.
Because I saw what happened to Nancy.
Well, I mean,
They're henchmen, and I feel like they need a leader.
right?
Their leader's gone, so they were coming to get a leader, and then it was like, well, she probably doesn't even have power, so she can't be our leader.
And then she was like,
anyway.
"Here's all the powers you got, baby. I'm
And
gonna
then
finally make it
threatened
rain."
them, and then they left. But I think it really, because they don't really ever stand out on their own. They really attach to.
Yeah,
Nancy
they
the whole
were.
time.
They're not the priestess type.
Yeah, bless their hearts. All right, so before we get into a deep discussion of this film, it's time for our libation. So what do you have for us, Jestina?
Put down my crochet real quick.
She's crocheting.
We get liquor.
This is what we do in every podcast.
well,
but yes,
God.
ma'am.
You should.
You should listen to our
You should, yeah.
podcast.
Well, I'm usually here.
I know.
Yeah, working, but yeah, so I've watched a couple of them. But
So
not-
I'm usually the one that does the drink, but because I'm running this, it's Justina's
That's why
turn to
she's
do the
called the
drink.
Lady of Libations.
That's right. That's my name, Lady of Libations.
I know it's beautiful.
So
Libations.
I'm
are-
excited. I'm excited for what kind of a witch's brew we have.
Oh,
You keep assuming it's a witch's brew, and I don't appreciate that.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I have a whole thing.
Because a manon,
Derby
it could
with
be a
somebody.
phenomena.
it's all a witch's brew.
Phenomena. I see Slim Jims, so I'm kind of excited.
I'm kind of horrified.
Don't be scared.
I don't know. After of course, the last time Justina made drinks,
I
she
see
didn't
also hand sanitizer, so I don't know if she's going to squirt the hand sanitizer in the drink.
I think I have some more in my bag too. I've got a couple of bottles.
Oh yeah, I've got tons in my thing. We're good.
Okay, so it's a whole thing.
Okay, tell us about it.
So I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna put it together because there's too many. I don't think you're gonna like this,
Oh, right.
I love this. I love it. She tells Scotty already.
but
You're
I'll give you
not
some
gonna like
snacks.
this.
Okay.
Okay.
Scotty, you're not gonna like this. Don't do it.
You can let me know when I tell you what it all is, if you will, and we'll make you one.
I'll drink it.
Okay. So,
I may not like it, but I'm still
Angela?
going to try it.
are you
that
getting
enough?
some of this?
What are we doing, ma'am?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Did we
5,
lose a Thomas?
I don't know where Thomas went.
6, yeah.
Do you want some?
I don't. Thomas may have gone. We don't know about Thomas.
You're welcome. Do you want some?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm excited. We've all hand sanitized people.
Okay.
We're good.
So I made this, by the way.
Is this you made this up
Kind of, yeah.
by yourself?
What is it? What
I
is
mean,
it?
I like wrote words about it. It's called As Above, So Below.
Oh,
I
that's
love
awesome.
it.
Very excited so far.
You have two witches on the
I know,
panel
I know,
here.
this is
So,
great.
yeah.
Ooh.
And I felt you. You spoke of that earlier, and you felt me. And yeah, so
This is
So
awesome.
first, we're gonna have the. This is necessary to cast all these spells, mind you. As far as the movie told me, we need the sweet wine, which
Okay.
is gonna be Manon sweet wine, which is vodka.
woo.
And then we are gonna have the
I like how
blood
we
of
get-
your sisters.
Oh my God, she got a can of Zing Zang, which is awesome.
I've never had Zing
It's
Zing.
Bloody Mary mix.
Bloody Mary mix.
Oh yes.
And then we're going to do the ability to not hate those that hate me.
I don't know what that could possibly be. Lithium, Xanax.
I think we might have a really.
Which is going to be the green beans are going to represent the hair.
Oh, I
Of
do.
your
Yeah.
enemy.
Okay. Green beans are the hair
And
of your
then
enemy.
the ability to love myself more and be loved more by others. Which is the olives that
Oh, I do
represent
love
Chris's
olives.
manhood.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go. We're good.
Nice.
Yeah, see what I did there?
Yeah, I'm totally horrified.
The power to be beautiful outside and in. Pickled okra.
Oh, that's
to
good.
represent the body scars.
Yum. This is gonna be a good Bloody Mary.
It is. It's going to be great.
And then also we're going to have all the power of Manon.
A
Slim Jim. You know,
It's gotta
my
come outside.
really good friend
This is awesome.
would love this. He got his ULC ordination, but his is like the church, like the path to salvation is Budweiser and Slim Jims.
Oh my gosh.
It's the church of the pious few is what he calls
That's
it.
awesome.
It's funny.
Now, in order to enjoy it properly, you have to say "Blessed be."
Blessed be.
Okay? It's the whole thing.
You know, there's 4 of us on this panel right now, and we could call the 4 corners.
We're technically a
I
circle.
mean, we actually could. We
Actually,
could.
are, no.
literally
Do
a
you want me to
circle.
go get my singing bowl? Because I will.
I mean, we could totally call the 4
I have
corners
sage
right now.
or whatever we want over here.
I don't want to invoke any kind of craziness, and my life doesn't need that.
No, you invoke like
Good
peace
stuff. You don't have to.
Yeah,
and
you know my luck.
protection.
I love it. Scotty's like, I don't know. Scotty's like, I don't think so.
I'm horrified of this.
And actually, you guys have
What am I about to
the
drink?
colors here. You have the red, the blue, and the green.
Right.
So you would just, and you have yellow coming into my mic.
Right. See, I'm an earth sign.
I'm a water sign, but
You should have the
still
blue.
there's this would be like air,
Yeah.
and then water, and then fire,
And I'm
and
earth.
Yeah. So I mean, literally, yeah. Hold on.
I will just have vodka. How
The
about
if
that?
you two were switched, it
Yeah,
would
we
be
have
a,
to
You
be
didn't want the
switched.
bloody
Yeah,
Mary.
wow.
I told you, I was like, "You're not gonna like."
I
this.
was
And
just
you're like,
thinking
"I'll
that.
take
I
it."
was like, this is
"You're not
actually
gonna like it."
magical.
It really
want
is.
snacks?
Yeah.
It really
I
is.
will just take the vodka.
Except he's not. He's not having it.
because you can have it.
Oh well,
No, it's
the
okay.
the
It's
men.
okay.
It's
Let me know.
you know, it's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. We can have it around him, and he'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'm cool. Whatever.
All right, so it's going to take me a moment to prepare.
It's
You
okay.
can
So
keep
we're
talking
gonna
if you would like.
we're gonna talk a little bit about. We're gonna go into bar trivia for a minute while you're
Well, we can go
mixing that.
discussion.
Oh, just discussion.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let's have some discussion about this film. So, one of my favorite parts in the film is when they were doing, like when they first got together and they were doing light as a feather, stiff as a board. Did you guys ever do that as a kid?
Yes.
I did.
I totally did
no,
that.
but guys don't typically do that at this.
No, but we did it all the
Sleepovers.
time, and it totally worked.
It does. It seriously, you have no idea. And when you were talking about natural witches,
Yeah.
okay, every human being has spirit, soul, magic, like a connection to
Right.
source. And so some of us have lived more lifetimes and in different lifetimes. So you have a natural witch is born awake, and everyone has the potential to have that. They're just sleeping still.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Because we used to do, so not only did we used to do that, but we used to like talk about our past lives. We would like say, oh, I believe I was blah, blah, blah in a past life. And it's like, it's a thing. And I'm a lucid dreamer. I'm a lucid dreamer because I have had past lives and I remember them.
I'm a past life
So-
regression therapist as well.
Oh yeah. So I know my past life. Some people don't, but I do, and it's like it's awesome to know.
It's
all the
beautiful.
things.
And
It is.
it's like this key of like Akashic ancestry where everything's connected not by blood but by spirit, and it's like a different it's a different family tree.
Yeah, but I thought that was awesome because those kind of things in the movie are things that I feel like teenagers especially, they're experimenting, and a lot of them do that. They do that. They play with the Ouija boards. They kind of dip their toe into the occult.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
do.
trying to see like, is this a thing? Is this real? So what do you think about that, Scotty?
I mean, it's interesting, I suppose. I liked in this movie. There, I think our interpretations are really different on this one because I think it's an allegory of high school peer pressure with witchcraft. It was a lot to take in.
There is a lot of the whole high school kind of cliques, you know, and them. Of course, these four girls do not fit in at all with any of the other cliques, so they're having to kind of defend themselves against that, against the drama, against the taunting, against the judgment of all the
high school kids are
preppy.
terrible.
Oh my God, they're horrible.
Terrible.
They're horrible. So yeah, I get that, but I mean, without that, you've got
How do you think that Nancy had the money to go to Catholic school?
well scholarships. I think that there's like I know.
I think it did mention that if I'm
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, there's a lot because I know a lot of people that get to go to private schools like Catholic school or.
Yeah, but she didn't seem like she was what we would call a stellar student.
Well, she might have been.
Of course, we don't know. We never seen her grades. So
she might have been trying to get out of the trailer ghetto, and so for all you know.
But her grades might have been good. You don't know, but I know
Straight A witch.
I know for a fact that there are people that have gone to like St. Paul's here in Mobile on academic scholarship.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's a whole
money.
grant program here to help people go to
just
private
curious.
school.
So I'm sure it was scholarship. Maybe her family was Catholic, and they just
I
did their thing.
drink to my sisters
I drink to my sisters
and brothers,
Drink to my sisters and my brothers.
in that we might all be blessed by Source with love, peace, rest, and getting through this as unscathed as possible.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
And by this, I mean
Oh shit,
all
that's a
this
lot of
crazy.
vodka. That's so good.
And by
favorite thing.
getting
I
through this,
know.
I mean all this COVID shit.
Yes,
you know,
this
yeah.
2020 bullshit. I'm kind of over 2020, by the way.
We're almost
I'm
through
not even
it.
gonna lie. We're almost through it.
4 more months.
So, any other discussion? You've been making drinks. So, what are your thoughts about this movie?
Just in general,
Yeah.
it was a good movie. I think Perusa Balk makes me uncomfortable as a person.
Like in this movie or
Makes
just
me
in
uncomfortable.
general?
I don't know. She plays crazy well.
She plays crazy really
Adult
well. and it
Farusha
makes
Balk
me- it makes me
is uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because we'll get into this later, but as a person, not as Nancy, but as a real person, I'm not sure what her intentions are.
I just gotta say, y'all got that good ice.
Yeah. Y'all got a good ice.
ice.
That's all she's got to say.
Ice and snacks, man.
Delicious.
Oh, I just put a Slim Jim in my mouth. It was great.
It was a good movie though. I think Perusa Balk makes me uncomfortable as a person.
Adult Farusha Balk is uncomfortable.
It was a good movie though. It was a good movie though. It was a good movie though. there are some things that bother me, like story wise. I wish there was more of a finish with the store lady. Like,
I would have liked to see more of her.
There was something else that I never felt like came to a completion, and I can't remember what it is right now. I don't remember. I'd have to watch it again, or if I think about it, I'll let you know. There was something else where I was like, I wish I would had known how that ended.
Like maybe know more about her mother, like what's her face's mother?
Well, she died during birth.
Right, but I'm talking about like if they did some flashbacks to her Wiccan past or being a powerful witch. What did she do?
Well, maybe
was she in the coven? What you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's not her story, so I'm more interested in Sarah. And
I do feel like the thing with Chris, like it wasn't enough or it was too much. Like either they went too far into it without going all the way, or they could have like eased up on it. Like they were just suddenly together dating, but you didn't really get to see that transpire. So you don't really understand how she feels when he dies, if she's upset because he died, because of the person died, or if she's upset because she really cared for him.
Good point.
I honestly think she's upset because it looks like she's the one that killed him because Nancy was glamored to look like her. I don't think she cared one shit about Chris, to be honest. I think it was more of like, oh shit, I don't want to get in trouble because...
No, she murdered him on purpose. There wasn't like...
Not Nancy, I'm talking about the other.
Yeah, Nancy totally just murdered that dude
Not
on purpose.
Nancy doesn't care. I'm talking...
But it looked like it was Sarah.
Right.
So, yeah.
What I'm saying is she was glamored as Sarah. I think
not
Sarah
when she was murdering him.
But when people saw Sarah go up to the bedroom with him,
no one knew that it was really Nancy.
Right.
Nancy went up to the bedroom. She glamored after they were up there. She didn't glamour downstairs. He went up to Nancy.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
She just led him upstairs.
I think Sarah saw. I think she started to see how she was different at that point when she felt the way she felt about it and they did not, and I think she started to see how it was webbing out into everything, and the other three weren't seeing it.
I think she's just a better person.
Yeah.
And it affected her because she got a conscience and was like, oh hey, this is bad.
But she wasn't too upset.
Well, I mean, I guess she kind of wish she had those nightmares.
Well, it turns out they were doing that to her.
Yeah,
they were
I think she would have had nightmares anyway. I think she's that kind of good person. You know, she just had a tough time because her mom's dead, and she got a. I don't know. Her home life seemed pretty okay.
I think.
Oh, that's what I want to know. So, like when at the beginning of the movie, when they move into the house,
right?
They move into the house sight unseen. Who does that?
That's a very good question.
People do it.
Really?
Yeah, actually, they do. They see like online photos or they're sent photos, and they like.
This was 95, so there were. I mean, I don't know if there were how much.
They probably sent photos and like
they get like scouts to go and
check it out because they're moving from one location to the other.
San Francisco to LA is not that far.
I mean, it's not.
Did they buy the house or are they just renting? Did they ever?
They
say
bought
for sure?
it.
They bought. I think they bought it.
They bought
but
it.
Like the stepmom was like, "Oh look, we can do something with these curtains," and I'm like, "Have you not seen this house?"
I mean, when you're like apparently, I mean, it was a pretty cool house. So apparently, the guy was doing well and traveled a lot for his job, perhaps. And so people that move like that, they just will look online, and I know people that have done that, and they're like, "We're going to be moving here for like a year or two. Let's go buy this house," and and they just.
I get it's easier today. But, like I said, I'm just saying 25 years ago. It's just like
right.
So if Nancy had not been in the coven, let's say we replaced Nancy with someone else, less
crazy,
dark, less dark.
Okay.
How successful do you think the coven would be? Because Sarah's pretty powerful. She's a natural witch. Let's think about that.
I think if it wasn't gone to like a dark side, I think that it would have been fine.
I think it'd be a boring movie.
Yeah, it would have been a boring movie, but
boring movie,
more of like a sisterhood
that.
than like.
Well, not if the coven were like a good coven that fought something else.
That would have been fun.
Yeah.
That leads me into a lot of my trivia later.
Oh,
but
do you want to hear my pitch? I have a movie pitch.
You have a movie pitch?
I have a movie pitch for this.
Let's do it.
So I was watching this, right?
Right.
And when they go to the beach and do the invoking of the what's his face?
Manon.
No, it wasn't Manon. It's the other guy. I thought he had a B.
It's Manon.
Mano.
Manon?
I thought it started with a B.
Manon, but it has an N. at the
Yeah,
end of it.
Manon.
Manon.
I thought it was a different guy. I thought
They were saying it weird, but it's
Anyway.
Manon
So
is what it is.
I'm watching after Fruja walks on water and stuff. I'm watching and going, I totally know what I want to do. And I don't think these are owned by the same studio.
Okay.
But I would love to do The Craft versus The Lost Boys.
Oh my God.
Right?
Or The Covenant.
Oh, that would be cool.
Lost
Yeah,
Boys would
The
be
Craft versus
But
The
Lost
Covenant.
Lost Boys would be
Lost
kind of
Boys
fun.
would
Lost
good,
Boys on
yeah.
the list. It's a vampire
Witches
movie.
versus vampires?
Witches versus vampires in
LA.
In LA. In California.
Yeah, great. Love it.
Right. That just prints money, is what I'm saying.
It does. That would be awesome. Kiefer Sutherland's a little bit too old to
Fine. We can
it's
replay.
fine.
We can recast. It's okay.
I don't know. Can you really recast? Because he's awesome.
They're all dead if we make it a complete sequel.
That's true.
So, spoiler alert.
They all died. It's
Well,
fine.
now I don't have to watch it.
No, yes, you do. It's amazing.
I think it's on the list, actually.
All right. Are we ready for some bar trivia?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Because we can discuss some of this. It's kind of interesting. So, an official person from the film said that the crew had to return to the location a second time to complete filming, interrupted by several weird occurrences that even caused the consultant, with like the witch consultant, the Wiccan consultant, Pat Devon, to raise an eyebrow. As the fog rolled in at midnight, the four actresses actually used Wiccan rites. Like they actually wrote actual Wiccan rites. So they used Wiccan rites in the language to invoke powerful forces.
Shouldn't
Then
have done that.
yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Crazy stuff
You need
happens.
to make up stuff. Don't use real stuff if you're doing a movie.
Crazy stuff happens.
So, as Fairuza Balk's character Nancy attempts to invoke the deity Manon, a flock of bats hovered over the set, and the tide rose dramatically, extinguishing the circle of candles.
I'd have done quit this movie.
Right.
But I mean, it cuts costs on special effects. Just use magic, right? I mean,
it does.
brilliant. I mean,
It's like-
use your powers for saving money.
Right.
It's like in The Passion of the Christ, the first time that Jim Caviezel gets struck by lightning, I'm like, I'm out. I'm done.
So here's the thing. So the witchcraft consultant Devon, which this is true, recalls that Manon, the one that they were invoking, is actually a fictitious creation for the film. But during the rites, it sounds very, very close to Manonan, which is the Gaelic god of the sea, which made everything rise up. So they were like, as they were invoking the actual witchcraft rites, they were invoking Manonan.
So it's Manon going like, what? What do you want?
What? What's up? So
I keep hearing my name.
Maybe that's why he messed up all the movie stuff and made stuff happen, because he was like, you summoned me for no purpose.
right. So it's pretty crazy. I mean, they had some actual stuff.
That's cool.
I know. So, while researching the craft, Fairuza Balk became familiar with Panpipe's Magical Marketplace in Hollywood, which was one of the famous witchcraft, Wiccan shops there. She ended up buying the shop and becoming a practicing witch, and that's what she is today.
Who, Fairuza Balk?
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yay.
So she's practicing, and she owns the magical, the Panpipes Magical Marketplace in Hollywood.
Sweet.
That's great.
So there's that. Okay, so the text of the book Invocation of the Spirit that Nancy reads in the magic shop actually comes from a real Wiccan book called the Book of Ceremonial Magic. So it's an actual real
I
spell.
have that book.
Yeah. So,
not in stock. It's like
no, yeah, it's a home book, but it does discuss the invocation of the spirit, but that's not the focus of the book. So it does do that. This is what I loved because it's so true. I knew this was true. It's so true. So in 2017, you laugh, but it's true. Andrew Fleming.
No, I'm laughing at your passion.
I know it is. So Andrew Fleming finally admitted that Charmed, which actually came out in 1998, 2 years after this movie, actually ripped off the film. He wrote, and the reason why he wrote a plot for a series based on the movie for Fox, which was turned down, and then the WB picked it up. His like, what do you call it when you turn in something? His idea, his whatever,
pitch?
his pitch. Yeah, they picked it up, and the following year, Charmed came out, and Holly Marie Combs was actually up for the part of Sarah. Her schedule, like there's a schedule conflict, but she was cast, of course, in Charmed, and of course the same theme song was used in both.
Right.
So
I thought it was.
It was not an accident. They fucking stole that shit.
It's the same thing that happened to Babylon 5 and DS9.
Yeah.
DS9 was stolen from Babylon 5.
So a couple, some of the other actresses up for this, not up for her role, but up for parts in this film was Alicia Silverstone, Angelina Jolie, and Scarlett Johansson. They all auditioned and did not get a part.
Oh, Angelina Jolie as Nancy would be awesome.
Yeah.
She would have been good, but I think Feruzia Balk is amazing.
I know Feruzia Balk plays great crazy. I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie. ScarJo's a little young for this one.
Yeah. So are we ready for Screw, Marry, Kill?
Yes.
That's the only reason I come to these things.
I killed mine.
So these are your only choices. There's no substitutions. Are you ready?
With 3 of the 4 witches?
Yes. Bonnie, Nancy, and Sarah. That's who you get.
You took Rochelle out.
You took Rochelle out.
I wanted Rochelle.
Okay. So Bonnie, Nancy, and Rochelle. Forget Sarah. There you go.
You want the
But
original?
I wanted Sarah.
No, you don't get the Good Witch. You get Bonnie, Nancy, and Rochelle. You called it. You said you wanted Rochelle.
Yeah, I want Rochelle. And
Okay,
Sarah.
there you go. Bonnie, Nancy, and Rochelle.
All right.
There you go.
I will kill Nancy because that's crazy. No.
I don't like any of them. Okay, go. It's not my turn yet.
I will marry Rochelle. She seems nice and stable. And then I'll have a one-night stand with Bonnie because she needs it.
Oh. One night standing her?
Mercy fuck.
Yeah, well,
All right.
it's probably a mercy
I'm
fuck
sorry.
for
I didn't
me.
even. Am I allowed to use profanity on
Yes,
here? Okay.
I say fuck all the time.
Oh, good.
fine.
It's my favorite word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Screw, Marry, Kill for you. Out of Bonnie, Nancy, and Rochelle.
Screw, Mary, Kill. Bonnie, Nancy, Rochelle. Okay. So I would. Can I screw and kill the same person?
Nope.
Damn. Okay. Never let me have any fun. Okay. So
There are rules for a reason.
okay, we're gonna have to kill Nancy. Then, same as him. I'd marry Rochelle because she seems kind of
Like stable, like
yeah,
Alex.
like not an asshole.
What
Yeah.
about you, Justina?
Well, Nancy's dead. I can't have that kind. First of all, I don't need her diseases. Just love a Chris. I heard about Chris.
Yeah, he got herpes.
I want to marry her. She's not going to provide me with a stable future. All right.
That 175,000 is not going to help you.
No, not when they're just going to blow it on jukebox.
Because her mama was going to
You
buy
guys
some.
know how
are
to do
so
it
different from
smart.
me.
Her
Oh my
mom's going to buy
goodness.
some Connie Francis.
Although
it out.
I'd kind of want to screw Nancy because it'd be fun.
Right.
No.
Go ahead, finish.
No, I don't trust her. She'll
No.
bring a knife to bed. No,
Right?
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Right.
Like,
That
I'm
could
okay
be
about
fun,
some
too.
biting, but not some knifing. Is what I'm saying right now.
She's like, stabbity stab. And I'm like,
So
I don't want
she's
daddy to die.
I will say, like, end of the movie Bonnie would be okay to have sex with. Beginning of the movie Bonnie
No way.
would not.
No.
No. So I'll screw end of the movie Bonnie, but I'm gonna marry Rochelle because
But-
that's a legit wife
I
right
mean,
there.
Yeah.
Bonnie's cute. She's got the bar. You just lay her on her back. You got
No,
to worry.
Bonnie. End of the movie Bonnie's good.
Yeah, but even beginning, we just.
No.
But now you
Beginning
have
is like a
COVID
beaten
masks,
puppy.
so it's
Like,
helpful.
That would just be sad. It would be.
It'd be
It would be a
sad.
sad screw. I'll go for the happy one at the end.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
All right. For me, I'm totally gonna fuck Nancy.
I know you
I
are.
see.
I think she would be awesome in bed. She's a freak.
Crazy sex, crazy.
I like crazy. Crazy sex is good. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
crazy sex is the best.
Bonnie's got to go because she seems boring. The whole movie, she was boring. There's nothing about Bonnie that excited me whatsoever in the whole movie. I'm sorry. She's a sweet
Her
girl.
hair clips are cute.
Yeah.
Neve
Okay.
Campbell. Neve Campbell's great.
Yeah, she was boring in the movie. Rochelle seems like she comes from money, so I'm going to marry her.
I love you. Absolutely love you.
I'm just
Okay.
saying. Yeah, that's my
my
thought
God.
process on that whole thing. Okay, guys. So, Screw, Mary, Kill. That was interesting. You guys do not think like I do at all.
We've done this for over a year, so yeah, we don't.
Usually we can tell the way.
I mean, I could have picked yours real quick.
You could have picked mine.
Yeah.
We can pick Scotty's real quick.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it's like
Scotty's like, can I be a queen? Because I'll pick the one where I can be a queen.
Right.
my thing is
Marriage.
like I want to pick the person who's gonna like as far as the screw part, who's gonna be the best lay. I mean, let's be honest.
Nancy is not.
I
gonna be the
agree
best
with
lay.
that,
I think
but then
she is.
sometimes when
Out
you
of Bonnie and Rochelle, yeah, she is.
it's definitely the best lay, but also sometimes when you mess
quiet
around
people
with crazy,
surprise
it
you.
tries to follow you.
First of all, I won't be.
and then it follows you around, and then you have to kill it anyway.
That's
That's
true.
why I
That's
asked if
They
it
have
could
no
screw
experience.
and kill the same person.
You got that.
Because I'd screw her and then I'd kill her.
Ah,
See,
Are you
would
a
all go to
praying
jail.
mantis?
jam. Are you
not
guys-
if there's no body.
That's true. You know,
So you are a praying mantis.
I've watched Breaking Bad. We can put that person in a barrel with some like acid and some shit. It'd be fine.
55-gallon drum, diesel fuel, nothing left.
That's
Man,
it.
this podcast got dark.
Sorry.
Scotty, we need to go. This isn't for us anymore.
All right, fun facts. Here's some fun facts about this. So the part with the bugs and the snakes, that was not CGI. They actually brought in over 3,000 bugs.
Nope.
They also brought in rats and actual snakes to the scene where Sarah is tormented by the girls, including a 10-foot boa constrictor, like that was giant. So all the bugs, all the rats, all the snakes were live action.
And an albino python.
Yeah.
I saw though.
So
that was all live action.
the person that directed this was like, you know what? Let's use real witchcraft and real bugs. It'll
Yeah.
be fine.
It'll
Nothing
be
will go
fine.
wrong. Nothing
It'll
will
be
go wrong.
fine.
Oh, wow.
The movie was made in '95. There weren't good special effects.
I will say
That
the
does
part
not
where
matter.
you see the bugs crawling over Nancy, that was actually a cast of her, not actually her. So she was fake. The bugs were real when they were crawling over her. Yeah. But the part when they're all going to the beach and they all bring an animal like to represent their intentions, when she was carrying a snake, that's obviously a real snake.
Yeah,
So-
I could tell.
So anyway, that's kind of cool. So here's another fun fact. Light as a feather, stiff as a board doesn't require any magic. Because of physics, if 4 people with their fingers can actually lift a person. I'm just saying. You're saying that, but
I like the skeptical look on Justina's
Who's
face.
clearing
Okay.
off the table right
all
now?
I'm saying is what do
I
you...
said 4 people.
Wait a minute. What would you rather believe? Magic, or that as a kid we actually lifted people in the air?
As a
Because that
kid,
actually
I played
happened.
that game, and it never worked.
It always worked with me. We were always.
I mean,
lifted.
I've done it.
Was it like the Ouija board
I've
where
done
you're
it
like,
too.
I'm not moving it, I'm totally not moving it?
No, I'm serious. As a kid, we totally.
Ouija boards
We
are not
do.
real because they
How
make
high
up
did y'all
Parker
get?
Rose.
Huh?
How high?
Just a little bit off, a couple of inches, but we
But
did
it did work. I mean,
Yeah,
every
totally
single
worked.
time.
I never
Scotty?
played it. No, I have no. We played Nintendo.
Peanut gallery? Any
We
of
can
y'all ever
totally
played
do it on the carpet in a minute after this.
I mean,
podcast.
yeah,
We're gonna
like
do it.
Oh, no,
I
if-
think
if
we
we
should.
had
You
video,
should
if we
hook
had
up a
video, we
camera
did.
and
You
move this
legit
picture.
gotta
Like,
do
if
it
we
on
have
the
video.
No, I'm serious.
You've lost this
We're gonna
podcast,
do
buddy.
this. We're
It's not your
gonna
show.
we're gonna do it after the podcast on the carpet. It's gonna happen, but
You-
it can be done.
You can float me.
I will float you. This will be good.
All right, I'll draw the pentagrams.
So how about this?
From what I hear, you don't have to have actual magic. Physics will do it.
You gotta- we didn't say that.
But you don't need it.
You need.
You just need 2 fingers.
It's geometry. A pentagram is geometry.
Yeah, they said that in the movie too. They were like, "Where do you want to put those fingers?" Shut up and lay down. Doesn't
Ooh, I like
exactly
her.
what they did.
No, she's
Shut
cool.
way down.
You have a good sense of humor, my lady.
I know.
I've gotten the alcohol in. I'm starting to wake up.
Cheers.
a little bit.
Cheers to you.
So here's another fun
Thank you.
fact about The Craft. It is literally the 8th highest grossing movie about witches.
Oh, fun! That is. A
I don't
fact.
doubt
What
it
are
was
the
fun.
others. Do
It's
you know?
a really popular witch
It's
movie.
a fucking awesome movie.
Okay, first of all, I want to know
Sorry.
the first 7.
Yeah, I wanna
and
know
then
the
I
first
want to know
7.
how many there are in total.
Right.
Is it out of
The-
10?
It's got to be like witches, and then it's probably like witches of Eastwick.
Witches of Eastwick, probably. you know.
Probably. You didn't look up the number before number 8?
I looked up some other stuff. Leave me alone.
She went down.
Get on it.
She was talking to a giraffe on YouTube at 3 a.m. Leave
me
her alone.
We're going to do light as a feather, stiff as a board on you. We're going to make you float. Hey, we all float down here.
Yeah, say the clowns will show up and be like,
We all
"No."
float down here, Justina.
That's a different movie altogether. Don't you mix those? I know Stephen King.
All right. So you guys ready to close the tab?
Yeah, let's close the tab.
Let's close this tab.
Let's
So, opening weekend, which was May 3rd, 1996, where do you think that the charm placed? Not you first. You're not first because you're smarter than everybody. You got to wait.
Okay.
Where do you think that the movie
Thank you for
placed?
calling me smart.
Yeah, you know this stuff anyway, so just wait. Opening weekend, out of all the movies that opened, where do you think it placed 1 through 10? May 1996.
1 or 2.
Okay,
Pick one.
pick one. Just
Yeah,
pick
pick
one.
Number 1.
4.
95 May.
96 May.
96 May.
Tell we're different than Scotty. He's like, what year was it again? Let me see. Let me assess how much that.
My
time
gut
frame
says
was.
first, but I think I'm going with third.
Our witch is the smartest one in the room. It opened first.
Yeah, opened first, yeah.
For that weekend.
Damn.
My gut said was first. I was trying
I
to-
reached out to find that. I was like, it's gotta. She wouldn't ask it. It's gotta be that was number 1.
That's right. So opening weekend, it made $6,710,995 opening weekend.
That in the 90s. That's fuck
That's some
time.
serious money.
Yeah.
So, hold on. I got a thing to pull up because I saved stuff. This
That's
is
how Nancy
awesome.
got out of the
I
trailer.
love having Wi-Fi in here, by the way. Thank you, Thomas. All right. So I'm now looking
It's not working.
at that weekend. Do you guys know what else opened that weekend?
Literally no idea. 96. Meet the Fockers.
No, it's later.
I know. That's where I'm at. The Lion King.
It's
You're
earlier.
so
It's
cute.
94.
Oh, I'm getting there, nailing it down.
I don't
Let's
know.
go
90,
with
96.
Aladdin.
There's no Disney. How about that?
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Honey, I
don't
Shrunk
know
the
if
Kids.
Disney.
What was it? Just you're killing me, Smalls.
So the top 10 are The Craft is number 1.
The Witcher?
The Truth About Cats and Dogs.
No.
Oh, that was a cute one.
I know. Primal Fear.
Never
is
saw
third.
it.
Edward Norton's first big film.
The Great,
Oh,
the
he's in
Great
that?
White Hype, which I don't never heard of.
Oh, Woody Harrelson's in that.
Yep.
Last Dance.
Mm.
The Birdcage, which was awesome. James and the Giant Peach.
That was.
It was cute.
Tim
Yeah.
Burton.
I love it. The Pallbearer,
David Schwimmer.
But I should see that.
right?
David Schwimmer.
Mulholland Falls, number 10. And then Sunset Park.
Never heard of
Whatever that is. I don't know either. So, in the year, where do you think The Craft placed?
49.
Well, how did it do for how did it do for the year?
Oh, you want to know the overall gross?
Yeah.
24,819,936. Overall gross.
Okay, that helps.
it. That's a lot in the 90s. In 96.
It's not bad. Okay, you first. Where do you think it placed in the year? 1 to 100.
End of the year.
For the whole year, where did it place? 1 to 100.
Number 1.
No.
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 I'm just telling you right.
But
That's
good
cute,
try,
but
good
no.
try.
No.
It's
Okay.
number one
So
in her heart.
So all right. So from 1 to 100 at the end of a year, where was it? In
Yeah.
27th.
All right.
I already said 49. I stand by that.
All right.
56.
Nope. 73.
That was being generous.
You're being very, very generous.
Is number 1 Independence Day?
I'm about to look it up right now. Hold on. I had it.
I think it's Independence Day.
Hold on.
It's whatever badass movie opened.
Number 1 is Independence Day. for
Ah,
that year. You're
good
right.
one.
What was number 2?
I don't know.
One of the movies I talked about opening weekend made it in the top 10. Can you tell me which one?
James and the Giant Peach.
No, ma'am.
The Birdcage.
Yes. It was number 7 that year.
Yeah. It was huge.
It's pretty good.
I cannot find the list that you found that from, but I did find a list that had Hocus Pocus as first.
Not that year.
The Witch is 2. No,
No,
for top
the
10.
top 10 witches.
Oh,
which
yeah,
ones?
yeah.
The Witch is number 2. The Wizard of Oz is number 3. The Craft is number 4.
Well, that's nice.
The Suspiria is number 5.
Do you know Jumanji came out that year, too? The original
Yeah,
Jumanji.
it came out
Yeah.
this year, too. It's
Witches
just not
is
in
number
theaters.
6.
It's
12
in real
Monkeys was a great movie.
Okay.
Witchies.
I couldn't find the list where they were number 8, though.
Yeah.
So
That's what it said. I just read what I read on the interwebs.
You're good.
That's all I can do, man. That's all I can do.
I
is
believe that Hocus Pocus would come in first. That's
Oh,
like
I
a
would
recurring
believe the Hocus
every
Pocus
year
would- I
thing.
believe that too.
Hocus
But if you're
Pocus is
basing it
good.
off of witches, it would be shocking to think that Harry Potter wouldn't be up there somewhere with how popular it is.
They're wizards, though. It's different.
The women are witches. The males are wizards.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Or-
it's
but-
witches and
But
wizards.
do they classify that in the films though? I don't think
Yeah,
they do.
They do.
I don't
They call them
remember.
witches.
I learned something every day. We probably had this discussion back when we did that
Possibly.
podcast.
I know what they say. The wizarding world is like saying everything's male dominated. It's fine. That's a whole nother rant. I'm not even going to get started on that.
Oh, you should come have tea with me at the Apotheca.
That's good.
Yes, I have teas made. I have some self-love tea, and I brought my. I bought a brand new teapot because we're gonna do the tarot and tea thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your Apotheca real quick. Where can they find you?
In the same building as you.
Okay, but tell our listeners where that is.
Inside Gamers and Geeks. It's 5701 Moffett Road, Suite N.
I don't even know my address. So
There you
she's
go.
better than me on that
And
Google.
so
It's on Google.
And Bella Sundries?
it's okay. So I have Bella Sundries Wellness Studio on Hillcrest,
Right.
But so this is a subsidiary, so I could reach people with more of the natural products, natural cleaning products, natural soaps, lotions, potions, magical and spiritual items, chair massage or Reiki. So it's inside Gamers and Geeks, around the corner from you guys, and I love it. And so we do tarot readings, and we have masks that were endorsed by the VA. Those are made by April Iris McLeod. She does
From the Clan McLeod.
Yes, actually, that's her business. Her little
Don't laugh at me, Scotty.
her little individual
gonna laugh at you.
business
That's
name
funny.
is There Can Be Only One.
Right? I
yeah.
love it.
And
See?
and she's
See?
and she's also a witch. So I wanted to do this place. Tommy, I saw the thingy advertised about the space being open, and I understood. And Valerie was wonderful. So and when I met her, about when we did the exchange, I was like, I want to honor the space for you.
That's awesome.
And because she was wonderful, and so it's the all natural soaps, lotions.
I have some of her soap, by the way. It's amazing.
Yes, thank you. And so we have runes and tarot readings, oracle readings. We're going to be doing a tarot and tea party that is going to be on the 22nd.
There you go.
And you guys should
22nd
come.
August. All right.
Yeah.
So go
Do you have an
get
online presence?
We do. I have 2 pages. Bella Sundries Wellness Studio on Facebook, and then www.bellasundries.com.
Cool.
And then I opened a page for just the Apotheca. That's Apotheca Bella Sundries at G&G. You can find it on Facebook.
Cool.
awesome. Now
I'll
tell
post the links.
tell us where they can find us, Scotty.
Yes.
And also all the stuff that's going on in the ScottyWhite.com multiverse.
The show's been a little shuffled around.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
You guys had to wait till the very end to find out. Thank you for sticking through it. Here's where you
I'm
can
sorry.
find us.
It's like, I'm sorry. I winged it. Did I tell you I had to wing it?
Hey, you winged
Wait
it.
a minute. Did I not do pretty good?
You
to
did
wing
good.
it?
pretty good.
You did
Thank
good.
you.
You winged
I
it like
remembered most of everything.
no, you winged it like a witch on bat wings.
Thank
Go
you.
for it, girl.
Witch on bat wings.
You can find us at, you can join the cult at facebook.com/cultmoviecantina. You can find everything else at scottywhite.com. Do me a favor and go to scottywhite.com/vote and vote for Chronicles of Limbo, the webcomic, for your favorite webcomic. And then
Do it.
Then go to chronicleslimbo.com to subscribe to the webcomic, because it's a new month, and so we had 30 votes yesterday, which was great for
That's
us.
awesome. I voted.
Good. Vote every day.
I'm gonna, just make it a point to. It may not be every day, especially because I'm buying property and all that stuff right now. So life is busy, but I'll be glad to post some stuff on my page
Sweet.
for you
Awesome.
guys to kind of
Thank you. We'll share each other's stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely share this episode with your friends and peoples.
All right.
Especially with your enemies, because you want to keep them closer.
That's true.
and show them
You need to listen.
you can't touch me.
You can't touch this.
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
no.
Anyway.
Nah.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. This is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours.
Bye. Blessed be.
Thank you for listening to the Mopcast Network.